farming. And by doing helping the siyum is the Nishmas. My brother, Yaakov Raphael Shimon, passed away 15 years ago next week. Last week's Parsha Yisro. Yisro thanks Hashem for taking the Jews out of Mitzrayim. Yisro says, "Yom Yisro Baruch Hashem Asher Yitzil Echem Yad Mitzrayim Yafara Asher Yitzil Asa'am Yipach Yom Mitzrayim." He saved you from the hand of Egypt. He saved you from the hand of Paro. He saved you from the hand of Mitzrayim. And Chazal, they all praise Yisro a lot for his thanking Hashem. And Baruch Simon, the Sefer Baruch, asks, why all the praise? Why did Yisro get such high praise? This for thanking Hashem. If you're Kriyas Yamsuf, the Jews also thank Hashem. They didn't get anywhere near the same amount of praise that Yisro got. What was different about Yisro's thanks? So in paragraph that, Pasuk says, "V'achei Yisro." Yisro trembled. And Rashi explains that that his whole body was filled with goosebumps when he heard about the downfall of Egypt. In other words, Mitzrayim's downfall, according to Yisro, was not good. In fact, it was a very bad thing. It was bad enough that it's scary enough that he got goosebumps from it. Now back to Simon's question: what made Yisro's thanks different? In light of this Rashi, the answer is clear. As opposed to the Jews who thanked Hashem only after Kriyas Yamsuf, only after the good happened to them, Yisro thanked God for everything: the good, taking the Jews out of Egypt, and the bad, which was the downfall of Egypt, that part of the kingdom. This is what made Yisro's thanks so great. He would thank Hashem for both the good and the bad. Titus is kindness. One of the many Agadas that told the kindness is the story of Nachum Gamzi Otoba. The story goes that the Jews wanted to send a chest full of jewels as a trip to Caesar. They picked Nachum Gamzi Otoba as a messenger to bring over the chest, and believed that miracles would occasionally happen to him. On the first night of this trip, Nachum Gamzi Otoba stays in an inn, and the residents of the inn find the chest full of jewels. They take the jewels and they fill out the third. When Nachum sees what happens, he says, Gamzi Otoba, this is for good. And he goes on to Caesar, and when Caesar finds a chest full of dirt, he gets very upset, and he says, we're going to kill all the Jews. And Nachum again says, Gamzi Otoba. Suddenly Arieh Levi appears, disguised as one of the Romans, and says to Caesar, perhaps the dirt is the same dirt that Abram used when he fought the kings, right? It turned to swords. So the Romans test out the dirt against former enemies they weren't able to conquer, and they overcome the enemies. So Caesar fills up his chest with gems, and sends Nachum on his way back to the Jews. And on his way back, he stops at that same inn, and they ask him, how do you get all these jewels? What do you take from here that give you all these incredible gifts from Caesar? And he says, whatever I took from here, that's what I gave to Caesar. And that was out of the dirt. And when they heard this, they tore down the whole inn, and they took all the dirt of the inn to Caesar, and gave it to him, saying, this is the same dirt that Nachum gave to you. And of course, Caesar tries out the dirt, and it doesn't work, and he kills all the residents. Anyway, the connection between Nachum, Gamzi Otoba, and Yisro is clear. No matter how much bad happens, you must always trust in Hashem that everything's for the best, and thank Hashem in all cases. My brother Kobe knew this well. Even though I was only 4 at the time, and he only 3, the one thing that always comes to mind when I think about him is an incredible optimism and outlook, even in the worst of times. Just a few days before he passed away, he sat in his hospital bed and told those around him, don't be sad, be happy. Even more, he was always especially careful to say every bracha at all times of the day. He truly knew what Gamzi Otoba meant and understood that a smile had the power to change lives. May the neshama of Yaakov Raphael and Shimon. Amen. All right, the last part of kindness, the last mission of kindness, talks about the mishmaros in the Beis Hamikdash, which were mishmaros and mamaros. Basically, they were Kohanim and Levites. It was a rotation of 24, and they would go and they would give the korban in the stead of the entire nation, which sponsored the Christ. And the Mama, the mission talks about the laws of the Mama, which the Yisrael who read in his town, he was part of the rotation. And they talk about Malachos, and the last part of the Mishnah is things like this. It talks about on Yom Kippur and on sorry. Let's see. today. Alright. So the last conversation talks about how on 50 Thomas and Yom Kippur, the maidens of Israel go out to the vineyards and they dance and they try to find a husband. Fifi should have had Mama Yomos. This is a pretty bundle, they say. Put your eyes on my beauty. The Eli Shalio is a woman's nothing except her beauty. The Yoso should have had Mama Yomos. So the distinguished bundle, they say. Turn your eyes to my family, the Fisha Ena Isha Arabana. The woman is nothing except her choice. The Goro should have had Mama Yomos. The homely Mama, what they say. It's an article. The Hum and Kafkan, the Shum Shemayim, take us for Shem Shemayim. The Lovaj, Kafkan is a devotion. On the condition that you give us a lot of food. Amar Ula B'Yira, Amar Rabbi Elazar. Atira Kodesh Baruch Hu Ba'asos Machol Tzadikim. In the future, Hashem will make a circle Tzadikim. We'll shape in Nehem Gan Eden. We'll sit among them Gan Eden. Go after the effort, Mar and spell, and every single person will point with his finger at Hashem. Shneimar says, "The Mar B'Yamahu B'Nei Elokim Zektim Lo B'Yoshienu." On that day, the whole that which we hope for, and that who saved us. That Hashem can know this is Hashem that we hope for, and the healing is without Yeshua ourselves. We're thrilled, so we're happy in salvation. Hajim will have to show throughout in the single letter second time. Hajim will have to second time, so Hajim will. Hajim will have to second time, so Hajim will. Lowness is a lowness of shame. Not second time, so low second shame. We love Allah Haday, we love Allah Dasa. Hajim will have to second time, so Hajim will. Hajim will have to second time, so Hajim will. Lord, this is enough. So it's time to love this is enough. The love of Allah Hadim, the love of Allah Dasa. Hajim Lach Shad is time to Hajim Lach. Dajim Lach is time to Dafak Allah. Lord, this is enough. Shad is time to love this is enough. The love of Allah Hadim, the love of Allah Dasa. Here's what that for now. People have us in case so start when I'm saying on there is hey money love my God. Kamira Pabara Pabara Nachma Pabara Afai Pabara Marta Pabara Rahma Pabara Pabara Surfa Pabara Adar Pabara Dora Pabara. Arieh Levi as Levi saw, it's called the King of the also called the Saw, and the Yak, one of the Anapis, which is an A, and called the Saw, and all the Ovation Number, and Mondes or Second. And I evade Takmini, the Second Kilo, only in the He be son of the Kushaka, the Man Lower Rosh. Lola Lower Stop, the Gaffa, the Don, the son, Dr. Armada, the Kamina, and so Lola Nakla, Armada, and the Heaven Sage, Sample, Talking, the Yoshi, Los Allocated. Yoshef Ranch, Al-Mashkin, the Himashkin, Al-Mashkin, the Torah, the Himashkin is one too. Anna Hilani, Anna Hilani, the Common Star, and the Common Star. Anna Rosen, the Himasin. Anna Rosen, the Taiwan, God Himasin, the Air Shafas. Shnamar, the Torah, the again with the Air Shafas, Anna Hilani, the Nimar, the City, Mahana, Here Papa. He heals something up at Elohai, Kishinsha, the Rain, the Zion, the Kingdom, the Film, the Saviors, the Spawn. אחרים, מציינים ללמוד וללמד לשמור לעשות לפעמים אסקוברס על תחת סאון של עוסק בעבר. ולזכות כל תנן במורה ותמיד בפונים יעמוד לי וזרעי שלא שמו שתור מפי זרי וזרע זרי עד הולך. ותסתיים לי תסלף לה תמכו עושה ושפחה תשמור עליך וכיתות היא תשיתך. כי בי ובוא ביהוי ובניין וסיתו בפשנות חיים ארוך בימין ובשמאל או שבקבל הרעי זה מלכי